Deep in the Thar Desert, 18 kilometers from Jaisalmer, sits a sprawling expanse of sun-baked stone. This is Kuldhara, defined by a total absence of life. Visitors today report sudden, unexplained drops in temperature, even in the desert heat, alongside electromagnetic spikes and audio recordings filled with whispers in a place that has been empty for 2 centuries. Local taboo actively forbids anyone from staying within these stone boundaries after sunset. The surrounding villagers maintain that remaining in Kuldhara in the dark invites the attention of the spirits that supposedly still inhabit the lanes. The sheer physical scale of the ruin suggests a sudden, catastrophic end. These walls date back to the 19th century, leaving a massive architectural corpse in the sand, with no obvious cause of death. While the structures are impressive, the site is famous because of the chilling local explanation for why every single inhabitant chose to leave. The oral history of the region centers on a single antagonist, Salim Ali, a 19th century prime minister known for his absolute and often brutal authority. During a visit to the village, Salim Ali fixated on the daughter of the local headman, demanding she be given to him in marriage by force. The villagers refused the demand. In response, Salim Ali threatened the entire community with escalating violence if they did not surrender the girl. Facing an impossible choice, the entire population of Kuldhara vanished in a single night, leaving their homes behind rather than submitting to the minister's demands. As they fled into the desert, they reportedly cast a final, dark curse that no one would ever be able to live on this land again. This narrative provides a dramatic cause for the ruin, but the historical reality of 84 interconnected villages suggests a more complex systemic collapse than the legend of a single man's obsession. To find the historical Kuldhara, we have to look back to the 13th century, when the Paliwal Brahmins first settled this region. This shows their genius for engineering. They developed advanced water management systems, including canals and reservoirs, to sustain agriculture in an arid landscape. Their mastery allowed them to expand into a massive network of 84 thriving nodes, creating an agricultural powerhouse. This economic success is visible in the ruins. The wealth generated by their trade allowed for significant architectural detail, with intricately carved pillars and multi-story homes. Because the polywalls were so effectively adapted to this environment, their ultimate downfall required a combination of catastrophic failures. The first trigger was environmental. Severe groundwater depletion caused the Kakni River to dry up, disabling the polywall's irrigation systems and ending their farming. Physical evidence points to a massive 19th century earthquake. This structural collapse destroyed their infrastructure, explaining why standing ruins lack heavy stone roofs. Simultaneously, regional trade routes shifted, bypassing the village and severing economic ties that allowed the community to import resources. The figure of Salim Ali likely represents the historical reality of the Jaisalmer state during this period. Rulers facing their own economic decline imposed impossibly inflated taxes on the already struggling Paliwal villages. The math for survival no longer worked. Between the dry wells, the ruined homes, and the crushing tax burden, the population had no choice but to leave. The exodus was likely a gradual economic migration driven by resource scarcity rather than a single supernatural disappearance. Kuldhara was systematically dismantled by the grinding intersection of climate change, natural disaster, and predatory governance. The folklore of the curse preserved the emotional experience of this collapse. By personifying their ruin as a conflict with a single evil man, the community created a vessel for the memory of their displacement. Ghost stories often function as a way for a culture to archive trauma. Turning an invisible systemic failure into a recognizable supernatural legend ensures the story of their devastation survives the passage of time. The character of Salim Ali functions as a cultural shorthand for the crushing political oppression that actually finalized the town's destruction. The silent ruins of Kuldhara remain as physical evidence of how quickly a civilization can be erased when the environment and the government